This conference will now be recorded.
Let me share my screen. Screen is visible, right? Okay, we'll just revise it for 2 minutes. What are all the topics we saw yesterday, and we'll move to the new topic. So, what are all the topics we saw yesterday, guys? Can you please list it out? Do you remember what we saw yesterday? What are all the topics we saw yesterday? Echo command, right? We saw about echo command. Okay, then what we saw? Okay, echo command we saw. Read command we saw. What is echo command? It acts like a printf, right? Okay. Read command, it acts like a scanf. Okay. Then we saw about one option, right, along with read command. What is that? -p. Why we are using -p? Yeah, why we are using -p? Suggestion, that is prompt, right? Yeah. Then what we saw after seeing echo command, read with -p option, then we saw about expression evaluation methods, right? So totally there are 4 methods. We saw about 3 methods, right? Fourth method we will see tomorrow. Okay, so we saw about 3 methods. What is that? EXPR. Okay, EXPR works only with the integers, it doesn't work with the non-integers, right? What about variables? Can we use variables in EXPR? Yes, right? Yes, so we can use variables. Okay, so then if I wanted to do multiplication in EXPR, will you use directly the multiplication symbol? No, you will be using, that is, yeah, double quotes or backslash. Yes, so then for doing any operation in EXPR you will be using space, right? Okay, that is argument 1 space operator place and the argument 2. Is it clear, guys? Right? So then what we saw about dollar double bracket, right? What is dollar double bracket? What is dollar double bracket? That is like, yeah, what is dollar double bracket? That is what are all the expression we wanted to insert. If we wanted to do, we can insert inside this dollar double bracket. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so dollar double bracket also, it works only for integers, it doesn't work for non-integers, right? So what about variables? Can we assign variables? Yes, right? Yes. So what about space? Can we give space inside the dollar double bracket? Can we give space? Is it possible? Doesn't matter, right? Yeah, space doesn't matter, so we can give space. So without space. Okay, what about multiplication operation and uh, comparison operator? Can we give directly? Can use directly. Yes, perfect. Okay, then what is about let method? Other method we saw, right? Third method, what is that? Let method. What let method will do? Along with the let, you need to use the variable, right, to collect the value or output, right? Okay, so you should always use variable inside the let command. Okay, then what about let command? It also works only for integers. If you are trying to do non-integers, that is decimal calculation, it won't do, right? You will be end up with the error, right? So what then? What about spacings here? Can we give spacings? Spacing not allowed, right? Yeah, space not needed. Okay, then what about multiplication operation? Can we give it directly, or we need to avoid the real meaning? No need, right? We can give directly. So these methods we saw, right? So today we are okay, today also we are going to discuss about some commands only. Okay, we are going to discuss about some file specific commands, that is file related commands, guys, right? Okay, so see here, to work on the files, okay, to work on the files, if you want specific information, okay, or if you want to process that files, we will have file specific commands. Okay, we will learn some file specific commands. Okay, so the first command is like whenever I want to view the file content. Okay, whenever I want to view the file content, what command I can use? I can use, there is a command called cat. Okay, So to check the file content, okay, in opening in VA editor also, or if I want to print just on my terminal screen, whatever file content are there, I want to print on the terminal screen. So in that scenario, I can use this cat command. For example, see here, I'm having some files, right? There are many files here, right? So if I want to view the content inside this file lines.txt, screen is visible, right? I will enlarge it. Screen is visible, right? Okay. So see here, I have some contents here, right? So yeah, I have some contents here. I want to view the content of this file, that is lines.txt, right? So to view the content of this file, I need to use the command cat. Okay. So see here, cat is a command, and then file name you need to give. Yes, correct. Okay. So see here. So what happens? Let us execute this. See here, if I execute, what happens? So whatever the file content are there is being displayed on the screen, right? So cat command concatenate the file content and print it on the standard output device. This is standard output device. Is it clear? Okay. So the cursor is, then what is happening after executing the content of the file? Again, I am back to the new command prompt, right? So this is the command prompt. Again, I am back to the new command prompt, and the cursor is blinking. The cursor is blinking means what? What do you mean by this behavior? The cursor is blinking. That means need to enter something, need to ready to take commands. Yes, the shell is ready to take input from the user, right? Yes, the shell is running. Yes. So see here, if I execute some cat command here, I'm execute some cat command. Previously, I was inserting, I was passing some file name along with the cat command, right? Okay, but now I am not passing any argument here. Okay, just I am giving cat and I am trying to execute. See here, if I give space and just enter, what happens? What happens, guys? It is going to the new line and the cursor is blinking, right? Right? What happens? There is a cursor blinking, which means cat command without any file name also, it has an argument, right? It will read input from the user. Yes, correct. So it will read input from the user, which means from the keyboard. Okay. So now I can give some input. For example, hello, how are you? Okay. Some text I am entering. For example, some emoji I am entering. Right. Okay. So I can just type. So when I press enter, what happens? What happened, guys? If I am entering, what happens? So whatever I type, it is being printed on the screen, right? Yeah. So it is nothing but it is reading and displaying the output. Okay. It is reading. This is reading and displaying the output, right? Yeah. So if it is a file, from the file it will read and it will print on the screen. That is the standard output device. Okay. So if I here I didn't specify any name here. Okay, I didn't specify any name here. I didn't specify any name here, right? So what happens if I didn't specify any file name here? Means, so it is reading from the keyboard. It is standard input device and it is displaying on the screen. Is it clear? Again, what happens? Where is the screen? Where is the cursor position? Can you please tell me where is the cursor position? It's still blinking, right? Can you be able to see? It's still being blinking only. That means what? I need to give input. Okay, let me give that again also. Let's say some text I'm entering, right? Some text I'm entering and I'm pressing enter. What happens? Right? Okay, so whatever I am typing, I'm getting. So continuously you can see that the cursor is blinking, right? So which means continuously the command is reading input from the user, right? Suppose if I want to terminate this cat, what can I do? I want to terminate this cat command. I need to go to the command prompt. Yeah, you can either give control plus C or control plus D, either will work. Okay, see here, if I give, what happens? Okay, so with cat command you can only view the content on the screen. Okay, so whatever inside the file will get displayed by using the cat command, right? So this cat command should be used only from the command line only, not inside the Vim editor. Okay, so it has been used in the command prompt, like other commands you can use in the command prompt, not inside the VA editor. Is it clear? We'll just summarize. Okay, see here, yeah, I'm repeating only. See here, I am passing some. Is it store anywhere? No, it's not storing anywhere. Cat will just display the content. It won't store anywhere. Okay, the content will not be stored. It will just display the output. That's all. Okay, it will just display the content inside that file. Okay, so if I give cat command along with some file name, what happens? I will get some that particular content of this file, right? So if I can even pass cat command alone without passing any argument. Is it clear? So if you are not giving any argument to the cat command, then it will read the input, and then what happens? It will read the input and displays the output, right? Okay, so and for terminating, what shortcut I need to use? Control plus, yeah, control plus D or C, anything you can use, right? Okay, so so whenever I give cat, it will display all the content on the file. Okay, the complete file content has been displayed on the screen here, right? So okay, so let's say if I, let's say this is the content of the file, right? So this is the content of the file. Okay, this is the complete content of the file, right? So let's say if I want only few section, that is initial section. Okay, let's say first 4 section I need to print, or last 4 section I need to print. Okay, so if I want to get only the first portion or last portion, then we have a command for that, right? So if I want to get only the first portion of the file or last portion from the file, okay, we have a command for that. Let me tell you what is the command, right? So the command is ed, right? So in this file, how many lines are there? You tell me, in this file how many lines are there? 14 lines, right? Okay, 14 lines are there. In case if I want to print only first 5 lines, okay, or last 5 lines, we have a command for that. Okay, so the command is ed. Okay, so let me show you the man page of ed. So what I'm getting, what is the behavior? So what the ed command is telling? Output the first part of files, right? So ed is a command to print the first section, that is first 5 lines or first 5 characters. Okay, we can get by just using the ed command. Okay, we have some options also for that. For example, I'll show you. See here, if I scroll down, can you be able to see the options? -n, is it visible? -n, can you see? Yes, right? Yeah, so -n is to print the first num lines. So instead of first 10 like that, you can use this -n, like -10, -5, -6, right? So if I want to print some first 10 lines, I can use this -n option along with the ed command, right? And if you want to get characters also, it is possible. What option you will get? Just see the man page and tell me. If I want to print the characters, what is the option you will give? -C, right? So you can use -C option, right? So first two options have been frequently used, that is -C and -N. Okay, it is frequently used by the user. Okay, so -N is to get the number of lines specified, that particular line number, and to get the number of characters is -C. Okay, so this is about yet command. Okay, so we also have a command called tail. Okay, we'll just see the man page of tail. So generally head means top, tail means bottom, right? So what is the man page is telling about the command tail? Okay, so here also if I want to get the output of the last part of the file, okay, last line or last character, you can use this tail. Okay, so the options are also same only. -C is there. What is -C? -C is to get the last character. Okay, and -N is to get the last lines. Is it clear? So let us try both the commands, head and tail. Here if I try to execute, for example, okay, so let me give head is a command and the file name I need to give. So what does, if I execute, what happens? What happens? Here did I pass any options here? Here did I pass any options along with the head command -N or -N or -C? -N is for printing the line numbers, -C is for characters, right? So I did not pass any number here. So initially, what is my original content? How many lines are there inside this lines.txt? 14, right? 14 lines. Yeah. Okay, 14 lines. But if I am not passing any option here, okay, -N, that is -10 or -6, I am not passing anything. Without passing any option, I am trying to execute the head command along with the file name. What is happening? The first 10 line is printed, right? Head means first portion, first half of the portion, right? So first half of the first 10 lines, it has been printed. Is it clear? So if we don't pass the line numbers, okay, so the default, how many default lines will be printed? 10. Okay, default it will print 10 lines. Okay, here I didn't pass any line, no, so I am getting the default as 10. So this is about the head command. Is it clear? So suppose you tell me, if I pass -5 option, what will be my output? First 5 lines, right? Is it clear? Now you tell me I want to print first 6 lines. What option you will give? First 6 lines I need to print. Just replace -5 to -6, right? Right? Okay. Now let's say first 5 characters you want to print. What option I should pass? First 5 characters I need to pass. Yeah. In N, for printing the line numbers, you will be using only the numbers -6, -5, -4, like that, right? But here for printing the character, you need to give -C as well as that number for printing the character. So if I execute, what happens? What is this? This is one character, right? This is one character, this is one character. Similarly, I have 5 characters, right? So 5 characters has been printed. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so now you tell me, if I want to print first 7 characters, how will you write the command? -7, right? Simply. Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so year 5, right? Year 5 and year 6. Okay, but I gave 7, right? Where is the one thing? This is 5 characters, this is 1, this is 6. Then yeah, space is also getting counted, right? So space is also one character. That's why it is printing the till L in the next line. Is it clear, guys? Okay, suppose, okay, so space is also counting as one character. Okay, so totally 7 characters. Okay, so if I want to print first 6 characters, how will you write the command? If I want to print the first 6 characters, hyphen C6. Okay, right? Okay, so okay, so see here, from this both, you tell me what is the difference. Ed hyphen C6 and ed hyphen C5 I'm giving. Okay, from the output, like just assume this is the scenario 1 and this is scenario 2. Okay, so what is the behavioral change you can find between these two, this and this? Like if I give hyphen C6 and hyphen C5 separately, I'm getting the same only, right? Line 1 is printed. Then what is the behavioral change? Can you see any difference? With space, new line. Okay, so from this both you will understand the difference. So both the cases I'm getting this line 1 only. Okay, so in this case, if you see, we are having the new line, right? Here in the hyphen C6 we are having in the new line, the command prompt goes to the new line. But here what happens if I give hyphen C5? The command prompt is in the same line only, it's not in the new line. Can you be able to see? Right, so that is the difference, right? Okay, so here I need to use the numbers along with the option hyphen C. Okay, if suppose if I am not giving numbers, what will be my output, guys? If I'm giving only hyphen C, what happens? All first 10 characters. Okay, any idea? All 10 lines. Okay, is it lines? Hyphen C is for character, right? Okay, see here, if I'm executing without giving any argument, let's see what happens. What I'm getting? I'm getting some error, right? Now is it audible, guys? Now is it audible? Now is it audible? Yes, right? Yeah. So you tell me now, yeah. Now you tell me if I want to print the last 5 characters, you can use the command tail hyphen 5 I can give and the file name. So if I execute, what happens? I'm getting the last 5 lines, right? Okay, suppose how can I get the last 10 lines? Can you please help me? How can I get the last 10 lines? Okay, hyphen 10. If I'm not giving hyphen 10, what happens? Okay, -10 I can give. If I'm not giving -10, what happens? So default, if I'm not passing any option, default it will print the, yeah, default it will print the last 10 lines. Is it clear? It's similar to it command only, right? Okay, so let's say if I want last 5 characters, what option I should use now? What option I should use now? Okay, so -C5, right? Yes, perfect. So I need to use tail -C5. Is it clear? So what I'm getting? What I'm getting, guys? Tail is nothing but it will give you the last character, right? So that is -C5. That is, it will print you the last 5 characters. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this space has been printed. Is it clear? So last 5 characters. Okay, again there is a /n, that is new space. Okay, so this is all about the head and tail command, guys. So we'll just summarize what we saw. Quickly we'll summarize. Okay, we saw about head command, right? So what we saw about head command, along with head command, what is head command first? It will print first part of file content, right? Then if I pass the head command along with some option, that is number and the file name, if I give, what will be my output? What will be the behavior? That is, it will give you first 5 lines, right? Right? Okay, so if I give head -C5, what happens? It will give you first 5 characters. Is it clear? Yes. So similarly, about tail command. What is tail command? It will print last part of the file content, right? Okay. So then if I give tail -5, what happens? And the file name I'm passing, it will give you, what? Last 5 lines, right? Am I right? Yeah. So if I want to print the last 5 characters, what option you will pass, guys? Tail -C5, right? Yeah, yes, perfect. Okay, so last 5 characters, right? Okay, okay, so suppose in between you want some characters. Okay, in between you want some characters, then simply with head and tail it does not possible. Okay, you need to combine some advanced commands are used. Okay, so those commands I will be explaining you in the future class. Is it clear? So these are the basic functionalities. Are you clear with the head and tail command? Concept is clear, right? Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, so see carefully, like I'll be asking you one question. See here, so this is my content of this lines.txt, right? Do you agree? Okay, how many lines are there? 14. Okay, suppose if I give head -20 and I'm passing some file name, what will be my output, guys? Any idea? uh Guys, is it audible? Is it audible, right? Screen is not lagging, right? Is it audible, right? No problem, right? Yeah. Okay, what about screen? Screen and audio both perfect, right? Perfect, right? Fine, right? Not lagging, right? Okay, yeah, yes, perfect. Okay, guys, thank you. Okay, now you tell me, if I give it -20, what it will print? Only 14 lines. Okay, some answers I'm getting. What will be the behavior? What will be the output? Line 6. Why line 6? Okay, again repeat from starting. Okay, what it will print? If I give -20, what will be my behavior? Okay, only 14 lines are printed. First 14 and again first 7. Okay, next 6 to print 20. But Tanya, we don't have next 6, right? What is the content actually? Not next from 6. Okay, after 14 again from, okay, I will tell you. uh okay, so we don't have 20 lines in my file, right? Currently, what will like I don't have 20 lines in my file. Okay, it is only 14 lines. So what will happen is, see here, if I execute, what happens? So whatever lines are there, that will be displayed. Whatever lines are there, that will be displayed. That is the behavior of this head command. Is it clear? Similarly, for tail command also, if I give tail -20, what happens, guys? What happens here? Do we have 20 lines? No, right? So whatever the lines are there, that will be displayed. I don't get any error, but it will be displayed. Whatever the content is there, that will be displayed. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Yeah. uh Explain it, -C5 and -C6 difference. Yeah, yes, Abhishek, I will explain you. See here, where is that -C5? Okay, this one, right? Is it with head command or tail command? Okay, see here. Okay, so what is the difference here? So if you could see for both -C6 and -C5, okay, so we are getting line 1 only, right? The same output only, but we have some difference, right? Can you see what is the difference? Who asked the question? Abhishek. What is the difference? We are getting the same output only, right? Line 1, but what is the difference we are getting? So see here, sixth character is -n, that is new line, right? So that's why you are getting the command prompt in the next line. So here 5 characters only, so immediately you are getting the command prompt in the same line. Is it clear? So each character is counted, even if you have, that is also counted. Okay, /n is new line, that is also counted. Okay, is it clear, guys? Abhishek, is it clear for you? Yeah. Okay, see here. Okay, so now we know that in this file we have some 14 lines are there. Okay, so easily we can say that there are 14 lines, right? We can count and say that there are 14 lines. But now what if the file is very large that time? If my file is having some more than 1000 lines or 500 lines or 2000 lines, can we able to count easily at a specific time? No, right? We can't count manually how many lines are there, right? So to get the count of line count, okay, not only line count, I wanted to know about word count and also some byte count, how many bytes are there in a particular file. Okay, so those information I need to know. For that also we have a command for that. So the command is wc, right? So let's see the man page of this. So what the man page is saying about wc command? Okay, so see here, so we print new line, word and byte count for each file. We will get number of lines, number of words, number of bytes in a file, right? And specifically if you need line count, you can use this -l option. Can you be able to see? -l option is to find the lines, number of lines. Only if I want to find the number of lines, then you can use the -l option along with the wc command. Is it clear? Okay, so specifically if you want byte count, you can use this -c option. -c is for byte, to find the number of bytes, right? So -m, you have the option -m. This is for character count. Is it clear? So for word count, it is -w. Okay, so let's use this wc command. wc is a command, and then the file name you need to pass to find the line count, word count and byte count for that particular file, right? So see here, so this is the output. So how to read this output? How to read? I'm getting some 3 numbers, right? How to read? So first one is 14, that is line count. We have 14 lines, right? So that is nothing but 14 lines, line count. Next is 14 words we have, right? And then we have some 89 bytes. Okay, 89 bytes are there, and this is the file name, right? And that is 1 byte is for 1 character. That is line, word and byte. Each character is one byte. Okay, so wc is a command to get line count, word count and byte count. Okay, suppose in my current working directory there are some files. Okay, there are some files. Okay, we have some new.sh, right? Okay, so let's check this file, new.sh. So I'm giving wc space and the file name I'm giving. So let us check with this another file. Okay, so if I'm executing, what happens? How to read this? How to read this? How to read the output for this? That is number of lines, words and bytes in a particular file. Is it clear, guys? Yeah, so these have 2 lines, 3 words and 17 bytes in this file, right? So if you want to get the line count, you can use the wc to get it displayed. You don't need to count it manually opening the file. Is it clear? Okay, wc is a command to find the line count, word count and byte count. Is it clear? To find the line count, word count and byte count. wc lines from, can you repeat, sir? wc lines. Yeah, so see here, okay, I'll repeat it. That is not ls-1, that is ls-l. So if I am trying to execute, what is the wc means? What is wc means? Okay, that is to find the line count, word count and byte count, right? So wc is a command, and I am passing some file name. Okay, to that file name I need to find how many lines, words and bytes are there. I need to find. So what is the output I am getting? This is nothing but number of lines, number of words and number of bytes. Is it clear, guys? Somewhere asking, right? Gayatri, Prem Sagar, is it clear? Vaishnavi, is it clear for you? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Suppose let's say you can even find the count of multiple files also. You can even find the count for multiple file also. For example, wc is a command. I'm giving some lines.txt. Okay, then I'm giving new.sh. See here, if I execute, what happens? Multiple files I'm giving, right? So what is the behavior? So I want to check the count of two files. Okay, so both files you can pass as an argument to the wc. So now two files are there, right? So first line is for first file, that is the output for the first file, right? So then the second line is for the second file, second line output is for the second file. Okay, and also you can get the total count also we are getting, right? Total count also we are getting, addition of these two, right? So sum of these first two. Is it clear? So how do how do you specify to get the line count? Like suppose for example, I don't want other counts and all. Like I don't want this word count. Okay, I don't want this. I want only line count. I don't want word count or byte count. I want only line count. What I need to do? I can use some option along with the wc command, right? So what is the option? Yeah, wc hyphen l, right? Yes, perfect. So hyphen l, and I need to give the file name. See here what happens, what I'm getting. 14 lines are there, right? I'm getting 14, right? Okay, so particularly if I want word count, what is the option I need to pass? I want to print only the word count. I want to know only the word count. So I need to give hyphen w, right? Okay, hyphen w or hyphen m, anything you can pass. Okay, okay, hyphen c is for what? If I want to find the byte count, if I want to find the byte count, hyphen c, right? Hyphen c, right? So this is for byte count. Is it clear? Either you can use hyphen c or hyphen m to get the byte count. Okay, hyphen m to get the byte count. Is it clear? Yeah. Okay, so if I am not passing any argument to the wc, okay, suppose for example, let's say I'm not passing any file name to this wc command. So now what is happening if I'm executing? Can you be just see the screen and tell me what is happening? Okay, that is, it is waiting for the input, right? It is waiting for the input. Yes, perfect. Okay, waiting for the input, that is ready to take the inputs. Yeah, so the cursor is blinking. I did not pass the argument, so it's same as the cat command we saw, right? So it is ready to take the input from the user, that is from standard input device. Okay, it will feed input from keyboard. Okay, let's insert some characters. For example, loi mrc. Okay, some characters I'm entering. Okay, so what is happening now? So previously if I did with cat command, it reads and it got displayed, right? But now in the wc command, what happens? Is it displaying? Is it displaying? It is not displaying, right? It is only reading, right? It is only reading. So this command, okay, let's start typing. Okay, let's continue typing. This command takes input, right? This wc command takes input from where? From where, guys? From where? From standard input device, you can tell, right? So that is from keyboard, right? Yeah. Okay, from keyboard I'm giving input and it is reading. Okay, so how to terminate? I want to terminate. How to terminate? How to terminate this? It is same as like cat. What you need to do? Just give control plus C, right? Yes. Okay. So now I am getting the output. Okay. Okay. It also treats input from the file, that is from WC command. Okay. Also you can get it from the keyboard. So this is all about the WC command. Okay. We'll just summarize what we saw. For example, what we saw. What is WC? Can you please say what WC will give if I pass some arguments, or if I pass some file name? What it will give? It will give print. It will print line count, right? Line, word and byte count for each file. Okay, multiple files you can pass. Yes, yes. So what is the option we saw, guys? Hyphen L. Then what is the option we saw? Then hyphen W we saw. Then hyphen M or C, right? M or C also you can use. Okay. So are you clear with this WC command? Are you clear with this WC command? Yes, right? Okay. 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 So next command is, it is also related with files only. Okay. So the command is, let's take okay. Okay. Yeah, like byte count is, it will give you like all the bytes. Okay. Each one is counted as one byte. Okay. Even character has been counted. Okay. So we'll see about the important topic. Okay. So we will move to the important topic. Okay, that is, now we are going to discuss about the very important concept in Linux, that is redirection and piping. Right? Redirection and piping. So now let us first start with the redirection. Right? Yeah. So see here, so whenever we execute a command, okay, whenever we execute a command, we are executing some commands in the command line, right? So what will happen if I execute some command? We will get some output, right? So normally if the command binary is found, we will get the output. So where is my output getting displayed? If I execute this ls, where is my output is getting displayed? Okay, standard output, right? Yes, yes, perfect. So yeah, so yeah, so the output is displayed here if I execute ls. So if I execute pwd, if I execute date command, where I am getting displayed, where it is displaying shell, right? That is screen, right? That is right terminal screen, that is output device, right? Yeah. So terminal screen, that is standard output device. So the output is getting displayed on the standard output screen. In the terminal screen I am getting this output. Okay, any command if you execute, it will display the output, right? So it is being displayed on the standard output device. Now suppose if I close this terminal, if I close this terminal or clear this, if I close or clear this, what happens? Will I be able to get this data again? If I close or clear, will I able to get the data again? That is my question. No, right? No, not possible, right? So it's not possible. The commands data, I will not get the output, right? Because the reason is, if I close the data, it's lost. It's temporary only, right? So to this terminal, the data are temporary. It is displayed on the screen, right? Temporary, like it's temporary, right? So once I clear or close the terminal, I won't get the data again, right? So suppose in case later, if I want to refer this, what can I do? Later, that is next week or next month, if I want to refer, is there any possibility? Later, if I want to refer, what should we do? What should we do? Normally, what should we do? Like if you are entering some text in the notepad, guys, in Windows, okay, what will you do? Basic thing, you will save, right? You will save, right? Do you agree with me? You will save, right? Okay, we should save them, right? Okay, we can save them. So where we can save, to which place I can save, and how we can save? That is my question. Okay, how and where? Okay, all the information, where can I save? I can save, can I save in the file, right? Can I save in a file? Okay, I can save in a file, right? Okay, okay, I can save in a file, right? So now to save in a file, any command output, if you execute, the output will be displayed to the terminal screen. Okay, once I clear or close the terminal, the data are lost, right? So in case if I want to refer it to the next week or next month for the output, okay, it's not possible, right? If I want to refer, what can I do? I can save them in a file, right? So this is called as the indirection, right? So I am saving the commands output to a file. Okay, I'm saving the commands output to a file. Let's say this is command file, I'm saving to a file. Okay, so this process, this is called as the redirection. Is it clear? So any commands output, you can store this in a file. So how to redirect? There is an operator for redirection, that is you need to use greater than symbol. Okay, with the help of this greater than symbol, you can redirect any commands output to a file, right? So if I do this, now the output of this command will be stored in this file. One file will be stored in the system. We can view that file by using the cat command. Is it clear? Okay, so any commands output, if you want to process further and refer later, you can store that in a file by using this greater than symbol. Like see here, guys, I will explain you once more. Okay, if I am trying to execute some commands output here, right? Okay, where I am getting the output? This is what? This is standard output device, right? Terminal, right? So if I clear, what happens? Will I be able to refer the data again? Will I be able to refer the output again? No, right? The data is lost. If I want to refer that data for my future references, what can I, like, how can I able to retrieve? Like in history, you will be having only the commands. Okay, history will not be having the commands output. So that concept will not work here. So how can I need to save them, right? Like if I want to refer some commands output, I want to save. How to save? I need to save some commands output to a file. Okay, so with the help of this redirection symbol, I can save it. I can redirect any commands output to a file. That is the concept, right? So we can use the greater than symbol. Now what is actually happening behind this, let me tell you. Whenever I execute the command, okay, whenever I execute the command, we are getting the output on the screen. That is terminal screen we are getting. So what it is in our case is, it is standard output device, right? So each device is a file. If you remember in Linux, I told you, right, everything is a file. Do you remember? Do you remember? I told you, right, in first class, everything is a file according to Linux, right? Okay, so each device is a file. There is a file which is responsible for this standard output. So where we can find that file? Which top level directory we can find that file? Okay, so in device directory, there is a directory for device. That is for, in device directory you can have all the device. There will be a file which is responsible for the standard output. Okay, so let's go to that device directory and find what is that file which is responsible for the output. Okay, so you can give ls/dev for device files. So see here, can you be able to see? So what are the files? Can you tell me among this, which is the file to display the standard output on the screen? Standard output, right? Yes, perfect. So standard output, this is for the output file. Okay, so we have some other files also, three files, that is standard error, standard input, and standard output file, right? So let us list out the standard output. So all these three files are responsible for standard output, standard input, and error. Okay, so what happens, I will tell you. Okay, so what happens whenever a command is executed, right? /dev will display the device files. Is it clear, Shreya? It will display the device files. So those things I will be explaining you in the concept called directory structure. Okay, in the future classes I will be explaining you. Meanwhile, you just know these are the device files. Is it clear? See here. So what happens whenever a command is executed? So the command will give output, right? Right? The command will give output. Okay, the output is being written to this file. Okay, so this is the which file? That is standard output file. Do you agree with me? Okay, so this is the device file. Whenever this file gets some data, that will be reflected on the device. What device? In our case, the standard output device is what? Terminal screen. Is it clear? Okay, so this will be the flow. So the output will be written to the file of this command. So now I don't want the output to be displayed on the terminal screen. Why? Why I don't want to display the output on the terminal screen, guys? Because it's temporary, right? Because it's displayed on the screen, it's temporary, right? If I want to store terminal screen, the data will be lost. Yes, perfect. So if I want to store in another file, not in a standard file, I can refer, so that I can refer it to any time, right? Now what we have to do? Now what we have to do? So from this command output, okay, I am just redirecting to this file. So this process, commands output to a file, this is called as the redirection. Is it clear? So my requirement is, I want to store that in a file. This will not happen, right? Instead of this, we are redirecting to the file. This is called as the redirection. Is it clear? So is it clear? Up to this, is it clear? What about others? What will be the output? So when you redirect, this will not happen, right? This will be the flow. So I'm redirecting any commands output to a file. Which command you want to repeat, Aditya? So see here, redirection is nothing but, yeah, I will tell you with an example. I will demonstrate you with the command only. Yes, instead of storing in the terminal screen, I am just redirecting this command output to a file. Is it clear? See here, for example, I will explain you with an example. So see here, if I am executing ls command, what will be the output? What I'm getting? I'm getting the content of files and directories, right? Okay. So see here, so if I want to redirect this output to a file, so I am giving ls greater than symbol, then the file name I am going to give. Okay, any file name you can give. For my understanding, I'm giving in.txt, right? Any name you can give. Okay, so you tell me this file in.txt, is it existing in the content? Just check and tell me. No, no. So what happens if I execute this? So this file will be created, and also the content inside the ls, okay, the commands output of ls will be present inside this in.txt. Is it clear? So the new file will be created and this output will be redirected to this file. Okay, so let us execute this. What happens? So what happens? There is no error, right? So can you see the output of ls command on the screen now? No, right? Can you be able to see? No, right? So there is no output displayed on the screen. Okay, so where is the output of ls command now? Where it will be available now? Where it will be available? Will it be available in the file cat, like in.txt, right? How can I check the content? I want to check the content whether it is present or not. So you can give cat as a command, cat in.txt. Cat is, it will give you the content whatever present inside the file in.txt. So what I'm getting, am I getting the ls commands output here? Is it clear, guys? What is the concept? What about others? Now is it clear, right? Okay, so any commands output, guys. Okay, not only with ls commands output, any commands you can use. Example, now I give you other example. For example, pwd command, right? So this command output I want to redirect. So this is the redirection symbol to the same file, right? So to the same file, let me redirect. So now the output, if I try to execute, what happens? The output is not displayed on the screen, right? So where will be the output of pwd? You tell me, where will be the output of pwd? Okay, cat, right? So I need to give cat in.txt. Is it clear? Okay, so I'm getting only this thing, right? But where do the previous content? What about previous content? We saved some ls command output, right? That is not there. So what has happened? It has overwritten, right? It has overwritten. Okay, can you see the previous content of ls command here? No, right? No. Okay, so what has happened? So what has happened? So it has overwritten, right? So the content, the previous content is, it has been overwritten. So in case if I don't want to overwrite, you want to keep the previous content also. Okay, so what I need to do? So at the time of redirection, let me do another redirection. For example, let's redirect the dates command output to a file, to the same file. So here for redirection, I have been using the greater than symbol, right? So that will be overwritten. So if I don't want to overwrite, if I want to append, you can use greater than symbol, double greater than. Okay, and then the same file name, any file name you can give. Okay, same file name I'm giving because I need to append the data. So if I execute, what happens? Where is the output? How to check? Cat in.txt, right? Can you be able to see the previous output and the dates command output? Is it clear? So now it is overwritten. Now it is appended. It's not overwritten, right? So if you use greater than, then it will overwrite any contents inside the file. It will be overwritten with the new commands output, right? If you give greater than, it won't disturb the old content. It will append the old content to the new data of the particular file. Is this clear? What is redirection? Is it clear? Yeah. So any commands output you can redirect to your file. So you can use the symbol greater than. Okay, let's just summarize it. See here, this is for output redirection, because we are redirecting the output, right? So this is called as the output redirection. We'll just summarize it. Okay, see here, what is the symbol for redirection? I'm using greater than, right? Okay, what it will do, it will redirect, what is the behavior, guys? So what it will do, it will redirect the output, then what it will do, will it overwrite or append? And overwrite, right? Overwrite old sorry. Okay, it will redirect output and overwrite old content of file, right? Okay, so if I give greater than, what is the behavior? It will also redirect, but what it will do, it will redirect output, yeah, and it will append, right? It will append new data to old in the file. Yes, right? So okay, we have done redirecting the output, right? So now I have a question for you. Is it possible to redirect error? We have redirected the output, right? If I want to view the error message also, is it possible? Yes, no. Why no? Maybe. Okay, so it's possible only, guys. It's possible. Of course it's possible. Okay, so you can also redirect error. Let me tell you how to redirect error. See here, do we have any file or a directory called abc here in the content? No, right? No. Okay, so let's check the content of this abc. So we don't have no such file or directory. So this okay, this output, that is this error output, I need to save to a file. Okay, So this ABC no such file or directory I need to save. Okay, so let us try to redirect to another file. So what is the command? ls abc. What is the symbol for redirection? Greater than. Then okay, then file name I need to give, right? So this is to save the, to display the error message. So I'm giving some meaningful variable names. Let's say err.txt. Is it clear? So if we execute, what happens? It's not redirected, right? It's still displaying on the screen only. Why it's not redirected? Any idea? Like if file is not existing, it will create no. Greater, if we use greater than, it will create no. But why it is not redirecting? Is it for error file? We used it for output redirection, right? But for the error, is it same file for error? What is the file for error? Okay, you need to send error file, standard error, right? Okay, now from standard error to the file, okay, I have to redirect. So how to represent that standard error? stderr. Okay, to understand again, we'll go to the device file. For example, see here ls-l/dev, right? So what I'm getting, okay, can you be able to see the screen? Okay, guys, screen is visible, right? uh, okay, okay. So okay, you tell me where are the file. This is the file, right? Standard error, standard input, and standard output. Okay, so all these three files. Okay, if you see these three files, there is a number at the last, right? Can you be able to see some numbers? 2, 0, 1. Can you be able to see? So what is the number for stderr? Stderr, what is the number given? 2, right? 2. What is the number for stdin? Okay, what is the number for std out? So these are called as the unique number, guys. Okay, these are called as the unique numbers. Okay, so these are called as the unique numbers. These are called as the file descriptors. That is like ID numbers, you can tell. Okay, file descriptors. Okay, what is the number for std out? What it is given? 1, right? Okay, then what is the number for stdin? It is 0, 0, right? Okay, then for error, 2, right? Okay, so now we have to use this numbers for error. That is, what is the number for error? What is the number for error? 2, right? So we need to use this number for redirecting error. Is it clear? So now we have to use these numbers for error. For output, for output, what number? 1, right? For output, we can use 1 greater than or simply greater than. You can use, see here you can even use 1 greater than or simply greater than. You can use. Is it clear, guys? Okay, so it will represent the output redirection only. If you like, if you don't want to specify any number, then by default it will be considered as 1 only, right? But for error redirection, you have to specify that number, that 2, right? So let us do this error redirection. Okay, so ls, we saw about abc, right? Some, okay, so where I need to use the number, guys? To any idea? Yeah, after is it after greater than or before greater than? Before greater than we need to use, guys. Yeah, so before greater than we need to use, right? So before greater than we need to use, then we need to use the file name. Okay, just execute. What happens? So it's no error, right? So it's getting successfully displayed. Okay, so now what will I get to check the? So is it redirected now? Let us check. It's not on the screen, right? So where it will be? It will be in, is it cat abc or error? I mean file name. It will be in file name, right? So if I execute, what happens? Am I getting the error message? Understood, right? So let me do another redirection. Let me do another redirection for a clear understanding. So see here, do we have xyz? Do we have xyz directory called xyz? Just see and tell me. No, right? No. Okay. So xyz, I am typing. So what happens? So no such file or directory. So this message, okay, this error message, I need to save it. That is redirect to a other file. What command I need to give? This time you tell me. I'm going to execute what are all you are saying. Okay. So just tell me. Just tell the complete command. ls xyz. Yes. 2 greater than then err dot txt, right? Okay. Okay, what will I get to check the current working directory? Okay, to check the content, what I need to do? Is it redirected? Cat err.txt. Okay, so I am getting, right? Okay, so what happened to the older content? We cannot able to see the older content, right? Because it has overwritten, right? So we have not used greater than symbol. We have just used greater than symbol. So if I want to append, I don't want to overwrite. What I need to do? What I need to give instead of greater than? Yes, just give greater than, right? Greater than. So what happens? So now I am getting 2 times. So now we have 2 lines. One is the previous content and another is the new content. Is it clear, guys? So this is called as the error redirection. Is it clear? Okay, error redirection. Okay, just we'll summarize it. So this is about error redirection. Okay, so what is the ID number for error redirection? What is the ID number? Is it 1 or 0? 2, right? Okay, so then what is the behavior? If I give 2 greater than, it will redirect error, right? Then what it will do? And it will overwrite, right? It will overwrite the old content of file, right? Okay, correct. If I don't want to overwrite, if I want to append, what I need to do? If I want to append the error, 2 greater than I need to use. So the behavior is it will redirect error and it will append new data to old content of the file, right? Yeah. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so let us execute this command. For example, ls. Okay, so what are all the contents we have? Just we'll see. Okay, okay, we have some d10, right? We have some d10 and then we don't have any other. Okay, for example, I am giving ls d10 and xyz I'm giving. Okay, you tell me if I execute, what will be my output? D10 I am having, right? D10 I am having. What about XYZ? Do you have XYZ in your content? No, right? No. So here, how many arguments I am passing to the ls command? I am passing 2 arguments, right? 2 arguments I am passing. Okay. So among these 2, is this both are existing? Only one is existing, right? Only one is existing, one is not non-existing, right? So if you execute, you will be getting the output for this content. XY is not existing, right? So you will get the error, right? So let us execute what happens. Is it clear? Okay. So it is both error and output I'm getting. Okay, both error and output. Yes, Shreya. Yes. So it is both error and output. Okay. Let us redirect this, both error and output. Let's say if I want to redirect output to a file called out.txt. How will you redirect output, guys? What is the symbol you need to use? Yeah, you can use greater than, that is, you can simply give greater than or 1 greater than. Okay, greater than also you can use. You can simply use greater than. If you use greater than, it will display, but it will overwrite, right? So I can give ls d10, then xyz, then what, guys? Please help me. 1 greater than I need to use, then greater than, then out.txt, right? Okay, now if I enter, what happens? What I am getting? Am I passing? Am I getting the output? Okay, so see here. Okay, see here, ls d10. Okay, then xyz, right? Okay, so then greater than out.txt. Okay, so similarly, if I am redirecting this is output. Okay, this output I am redirecting to the output file. So this is what xyz, this is the error file, right? So this error file I want to redirect to a error file. So how to redirect the error? What is a symbol you need to give? 2 greater than, right? Yeah, so you can give the error redirection the same line itself. So immediately after giving some space, 2 greater than error.txt. Okay, any file name you can give. Okay, for my understanding, I am giving err.txt, right? So let us execute this. What happens? So there is no error, right? So now both of them are redirected successfully. Okay, so to find the output, which output file I can refer? It will be available in where? Yeah. Uh, okay, cat, that is out.txt, right? Can you be able to see the output? And for error, err dot, can you be able to see the output? Previously we have saved it 2 times, right? Now 2 times we have given double greater than. Is it clear, guys? Okay, output will be in out.txt and error will be in err.txt. So output to one file and error to one file. You can also give both in the same command. If you want both to redirect to the same file, what you can do? If I want to redirect error and output to the same file, let's say file.txt, how will you do? So ls d10, right? D10 xyz 1 greater than, this is for error, I mean output redirection, file 7.txt. Okay, for example, I'm giving some file name. Okay, then for error, what like what symbol you need to use? 2 greater than, right? 2 greater than file 7.txt, to the same file I need to give. So if I execute, what happens? There is no error, right? So there is no output or error displayed on the screen. So let's check whether it is available in the file or not. How to check? Cat is a command, then the file name you need to pass, right? So what I'm getting? Am I getting? So I'm getting both error and output to the same file. Is it clear, guys? You can do like this, but sometimes it may not work. Okay, redirecting both error and output, sometimes it may not work. Okay, for some commands, redirecting output and error to the same file, sometimes it may not work. Okay, so there is a recommended way to redirect both to the same file. That is like by specifying. Let me clear this. So let's say I want to redirect to another file, right? Okay, so how can I redirect to another file? Any idea? So I want to redirect to another file. Yeah, I'm just repeating only. How do I redirect to another file? My question is, I want to redirect both output and error to another file. How will you redirect? Any idea? I'm not getting any response. Just to change the file name. Okay, where do I change the file name? Okay, so see here, I'm giving some file name here. Okay, for example, maybe file 3. Okay, so I can even give like this. Okay, what is the number for error redirection? What will be the file descriptors? 2, right? 2, right? Okay, 2. So what is the file descriptors for output? 1. So now both I want to redirect. Okay, both I want to redirect, right? Okay, both I want to redirect. That means I can give like this, and is a symbol, and then greater than I need to use. Okay, so that means now both I want to redirect, so I can give this ampersand, and that means 1 and 2 to the same file. I need to redirect 1 and 2 to the same file. That is the meaning of this and. Okay, so let us execute. So what happens? So now there is no output or error on the screen, so both will be available on the same file. So how to check the file? Cat is a command, then file name is file3.txt, right? So what I'm getting? Am I getting same like both output and error to the same file? Am I getting, guys? Yeah, yes. So you can do this. Okay, if you want to redirect both an error output to the same file, you can execute this. You can use this and symbol. Okay, we'll just see what we saw. ls what is this command we saw? d10, right? d10 xyz, then okay. Okay, suppose if you want to store both error in one file and output to another file. Okay, in that scenario you can specify the number here, right? So how will you specify the number? For output, what number you will use? Yeah, simply 1 greater than, right? Out.txt. Okay, for error redirection, err.txt, right? So to check the content, so now both will be in the different file. Output will be in one file and error will be in the another file, right? So to check the content, I'm giving cat command. So I'm getting the output. To check the error file, that is err.txt. Is it clear? So if you want to store that in a same file, you can use and symbol. So this is the simple way. Okay, is this clear how to redirect both error and output? Okay, so what we saw, ls, okay, okay. So okay, we'll just summarize what we saw. So what it will do, it will redirect error. What about error file, guys? It will redirect error and output to the same file, right? It will redirect error and output to the same file. Then what we saw, redirect error and output to different file, right? Yeah. So these four concepts are clear, right? If you want to redirect both in the same file, you can use and, or also there is one more way to redirect both to same file. That is, let's say if you want to redirect output first, okay, suppose if I want to redirect output first, so what will you give? LSD10 xyz, right? Okay, so then if I want to redirect output first, what symbol you need to give? One greater than for output, right? So out.txt. Okay, okay. If you want to okay, then I need to redirect error. What is the number for error? Yeah, 2 greater than, right? So here I need to give the file name here, right? File name I need to give. Okay, so instead of giving the file name here, you can give ampersand 1, that is and 1. Okay, which means wherever your output has been stored, store the error also in the same file. That is the meaning of that, right? So now where is my output has been stored? If I execute, in which file, in which file we are redirecting the error? Also in the same file where the output has been stored. So that is the meaning of this out.txt, right? Yeah. So you are doing error redirection. I'm not specifying the file name here, right? So I'm specifying and 1, meaning it is like wherever the output is stored, store the error also to the same file, right? So now there is no error. So how to check the content? This time how to check the content? Cat out.txt, right? Just see whether both are there or not. Do we have both error and output? Just check and tell me. Yeah, yes, right? Okay, so now both error and output has been stored. Okay, so you can do the opposite also. You can redirect the error and then do redirect the output also. So how can you do first? So first you do error redirection. How will you do error redirection, guys? So ls 2 greater than, right, for error redirection, right? Then I'm giving out.txt, right? So then, so I want to store the output to the same place where the error has been stored. So I'm giving out.txt. Okay, this time, so okay, now I'm giving, then I want to redirect output, right? So I'm giving 1 greater than. Okay, then ampersand 2 I need to give. Without using the file name, I'm giving and 2. I should give 2 here. Okay, that means I want to store the output to the same place where the output has been stored. Is it clear? So this time if I execute, what happens? There is no error. So that means it has been redirected successfully. So where to check the output? Which file? Which file? Cat out.txt, right? Yeah. Am I getting the output? Yes, right? Yeah. So if you want to redirect both to the same file, there are 3 different ways. We'll just discuss. Okay, one is LSD10, what we give? XYZ. Yeah, yes, Anirudh, I will repeat it. See here, and percentage 2. That is nothing but, okay, wherever I want to store the error redirection, I want to store the output also. That is the meaning of this and ampersand 2. Is it clear? Wherever I want to store the output to a file, the same file name, I need to store the error also. That is the meaning. So if you give and 1, what it will do? So here I am redirecting first the output only, right? Error only, right? What is the number for error, Anirudh? 2, right? So first you are doing the error redirection. Okay, then only you are trying to do the output redirection. So what here I am not giving the file name here, right? For output redirection. So what is the meaning? I need to redirect wherever the error redirection has been stored in a file. I want to save that in the same file. So I need to give 2 here only, right? How will you give 1? If you give 1, it won't be redirected. Yeah. Okay. So this is the file, and what is the next criteria we saw? So this is one thing. Then LSD10 XYZ, then 1 greater than out.txt, then to redirect both output and error to the same file. What I need to give? Ampersand 1, right? Okay. Then what is the other criteria we saw? Redirect error first and then output, right? So ls is it clear? Okay, first you can redirect error, then you can redirect output to the same error file. So these are the 3 ways to store output and error to the same file. Okay, anything you can follow, all are valid. Is it clear? Are you clear with this? Are you clear with this error redirection and output redirection? Yeah. So if you are simply using greater than and not giving 2, what happens? Is it a error redirection? If I simply give, is it a error redirection? It is output redirection, right? So you need to specify the 2, right? So you need to tell which file I want to redirect the file name. That file name you should give. Okay, in the last you can ignore the file name also. So this is called as the output redirection and error redirection. Okay, so there is one more input redirection or indirection you have, that is called as the, you have something called input redirection, okay, or indirection you can tell. Okay, So this is nothing but to any command if I execute. Okay, suppose for example, to any command if I execute, I will get the output or error or some actions, right? So the command also will take some input sometimes. From input from where? The command will take input from where? Any idea? Input from the, okay, user means what? From the keyboard, right? From the keyboard, that is standard device, right? So you can say standard input, that is nothing but keyboard, that is our device. Okay, if the command needs input from the keyboard, so the keyboard is now, in our case it is the standard input device. So what is the file responsible for standard input device? Standard in, right? So that is standard in. Okay, it will be available as standard in. Okay, so if the command needs input, we can give it from the keyboard. Okay, so any commands output, you can see here like this, right? So any commands input, okay, so the command will read the data from the standard input file, right? So whatever input we are giving, that will be available in this file. Okay, then the command will read the data from that file. So previous case it was write output, so now it is read, right? So the command will, now it is input, so the command will read the input from this file. This is what happens when we give input from the keyboard to any command. The command will process the data and gives the output. Is it clear? Are you clear with this flow? Okay, sometimes we can give the input to the file also, not from the keyboard. Okay, let's say suppose for example I have a file. For example, I have a file. Let's say I have a file. Okay, so that file has all the data. Okay, so now I want to give that as a, okay, now I want to give that as a input to the command. I want to give this as an input to the command I want to give. Okay, so file to a command is called as the indirection. Is it clear? I don't want to take input from the user, that is from the standard input device. But if I want to give the input from the file, that is file has some data, I have to pass this file content as an input to command. So this is called as the indirection or input redirection. Operator for this indirection is opposite to that redirection. So what is the symbol? Can you guess? Yeah, that is nothing but command less than file, you can say. Yeah. So from file we are giving input to the command, that is this is for indirection. Okay, for example, few commands are there, right, which takes input. Can you please specify what are all the commands? Read, then what about cat command? Cat, right? Cat, yeah. Okay, so cat, if I execute, what happens? I can pass any inputs, right, I can pass any inputs. So cat command, it takes input from the user also without any argument. I want to give input from the keyboard. From the cat command, I want to give input from the file, right? So see here, for example, cat is a command, right? So what is the symbol for indirection? Lesser than. Okay, then some file name I'm giving. So what is the meaning of this? So this is indirection. Okay, I want to give input from the keyboard. Okay, I want to give input from the file. Okay, so see here, So from the file, it is giving to the cat command. Cat command, just it will display the content. See here, this is my example. Okay, you can take WC also. WC also takes input from the keyboard, right? So without any argument, now in this case, I can also pass the input from the file, right? So see here, if I give WC, what happens? Out.txt. What it will give? It will give you the word count, line count, and byte count. Okay, instead of taking input from the keyboard, the command also will take input from the file. This is called as the indirection. Is it clear? So see here, if I give cat out.txt, what you will get? You will get the same output only. You will get the same output only, but if you execute, it behaves differently. One is indirection, that is we are passing file to the command. We are redirecting the content from the file to the command. Okay, number two is file has been passed as an argument to the cat command. Okay, two ways you can use. One is by indirection, and you can pass file as an argument to the cat command. But there are some commands that does not accept this number two. Okay, with particular command you can't do this case. Okay, so to give input from the file, okay, command you will give only indirection. Okay, we will again discuss about indirection later. Now whatever commands we have learned, I have given you an example. Okay, there are some advanced commands also where indirection has been used. Okay, since we have not covered, I'm stopping my explanation till this. Okay, we'll cover this again in the advanced session. Okay, so is this clear? What is indirection? Any name you can give. Okay, that is not out.txt. Any name you can give. Okay, just try and execute it in your terminal. Okay, after the class session, just try and execute it. Any name you can give. Okay, so see here guys, indirection is nothing but data from the keyboard to the command. Okay, if you want to give the data from the file also, you can give. That is called as the indirection. Is it clear, Prajwal? So you can give data from the file. That is indirection. Yeah. Okay guys, next topic is, we'll see about, the next topic is piping. We'll see this topic tomorrow. Okay, we'll wind up the session for today. I will just tell you how to mark the attendance. Please note it down. Like you will be having, can you be able to see the screen now? In your LMS page, there will be a session called go to attendance. Just go to attendance, and there will be today's date and timing, like this. Can you be able to see? In attendance, go to attendance and see. There will be some all past months, weeks, days. Just go to days. Okay, you will be having some box here. Okay, you'll be having some box here. Can you be able to find the box? Yes, right? So see here, in that box you need to give this student password 6133. Okay, it varies with 1 minute. Okay, the student code password will be available only for 3 minutes. Just make it fast. Just make it fast. Please make it fast and mark your attendance. Okay, thank you guys. We'll wind up the session for today. We'll meet tomorrow. After marking the attendance, you can leave the session, guys. Thank you. Yeah, I will upload it. Yeah, I will upload it. Like after marking the attendance, you can leave the session, guys. Thank you. Is the password will be varying according to the time. Okay, just see the password and just type it in the box. Be available only for 20 seconds, so make it fast.